get a lot of comments on my Solo Stove videos, and the most common one is that people say, well, I've heard that it's not very good at heating around the people that are sitting around the fire. And that's because of this double wall construction. And I can understand that. Some people say, you know, a washing machine tub would actually heat better. And that is probably true, but it's not a smokeless fire like this. So today I've got something that is a really cool accessory. It's called the heat deflector. It sits on top and warms up and radiates that heat to all the people sitting around the fire. And I'm going to try my best to test it objectively rather than just tell you that, hey, it feels better. So what I've done is I've taken, I know it's kind of cheesy, but 2 metal pot lids, and I have an infrared thermometer, and I'm just going to take a baseline reading here. It says 63, and that one says 61, 60. The unit itself is 61 degrees right now. So I'm going to build a little fire in here. I'm going to get it going, leave it going for about a half an hour, and come back and measure the temperature on these 2 things. Then I'm going to put the heat deflector on it and leave it for another half hour and see what the difference is. All right, my preferred method to start a Solo Stove fire is with one of these things. They are great. This is a, I use it for crack weeds and campfires. So I have a nice little fire starter down the bottom there, which is a toilet paper tube filled with dryer lint. Okay, that's going. All right, it is just 10 minutes later, and that fire is blazing really good. And I'm sure those things are heating up, but I'm going to give it more time. I am just unpacking the deflector. It looks kind of like a spaceship. Really pretty cool. And it's got legs in a little case. Not a huge fan of this design. So it has these legs, and the legs pop in easily enough. There's one tab here and the other tab here. So this one goes in the side, and that one pops through on the other side. You can see this little thing right here. So that is this guy. And what happens is when that tab is sticking through, you're supposed to clip this through it. The problem is these things are a little bit low. I had to go get a screwdriver and pop those little tabs up in order to get it out, in order to, you know, make it fit. So I don't like having to do that. Plus these things are a little bit sharp. Yes, it worked. So if you adjust them, it's not that bad. But it's certainly not something you're going to take apart and put back together all the time. Okay, now the spaceship is ready to go. All right, this has been going for a half an hour. It is nice and toasty. So let's see here. We're going to take a temperature reading. And the top says 100 and wow, it's all over the place. Wait a minute. You know what? I don't think aluminum was the right choice. You know what? The knob is actually hotter than the aluminum. So let's see. What does the knob say? 97 degrees. And let's see the face of the knob here. That one says 76 degrees. Okay, 97 and 76. And I gotta tell you, boy, whoo, that's a nice hot fire, even though it's not big. All right, time to put the spaceship on it. And here we go. Whoops. And they say you're supposed to use gloves, but, you know, it's me. And it doesn't really fit. All right, let me go get the gloves. All right, I got myself some high heat gloves. These are 20 bucks from Harbor Freight. It's hard to believe that this is not going to burn me. Huh, there you go. Thank you, gloves. Wow, immediately I feel it already. Wow, that feels great. I mean, I could feel it down here. It definitely does the job. And it certainly leaves plenty of room for you to be able to put logs in without having to take it off. Wow, that's incredible. That feels really nice. All right, I'm going to leave it go for another half hour, and I will be back to do another temperature reading. All right, boy, this thing has been going for a while. It's been another half hour. The fire was blazing. I had to move my chair back. It got so warm, and it is still warm. And so let's take a look here and see how we're doing. So this one up here is 105, and this one down here is 111. So it's actually warmer down here than it is up here. Complete difference by putting that on. It just changes the profile of where the heat comes out. And the really cool thing about it is because I had to push my chair back and I can still feel all that radiant heat. It's a beautiful fire, but I can sit multiple people around this fire, more people, because I can sit them further back. You don't have to huddle as close to the fire as you normally would. And this way, I'm actually evenly warm as opposed to having my knees. If I get really close to that fire before I put that on, my knees would burn, my feet would freeze. But now, the whole front of me feels good. It feels really nice. So I really think it's a worthwhile accessory for the Solo Stove. So again, this is a Solo Stove bonfire, and that is the heat deflector. I'll put links to everything down in the video description below. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. If you are a DIY video creator struggling to find an audience, join HandyDadTV and get instant access to an established audience that will provide more views and income than you're getting on your own. Just go to HandyDad.tv/join for more information.